Everybody get laid tonight? I'm making my famous coconut peach paella. Can anyone guess the secret ingredient? Come on. Coconut peach paella? The secret ingredient? Coconut peach?
Coconut?
Yes, goddammit! Yes! Yes! Ponytail will get you tail. Just keep it out of my Mai Tai.
22-minute podcast. 22-minute podcast. Don't wanna take up much of your time. Just gonna read some headlines and stuff.
Welcome to the 22-minute podcast. My name is Wes Sievertson. Today is Thursday, February 27th, 2025. And I'm here with Mike Finley and James Fass.
Hi guys.
Hey. And yes, opened with a little soundbite from Club Dread. I guess that's what I'm going with. I forgot to really determine, but James isn't a fan.
I think to break it down, Club Dread is the equivalent of Jack Black in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Excuse me. Where he plays like a Rastafarian white guy with dreads who sells weed at a Jamaican resort. Like, he wouldn't get like just murked off that territory right off the day one.
That's hilarious.
You know, was it a reference to Gary Oldman's character from True Romance, though?
I hope it was, because they look quite similar. It might be the same fucking wig.
That would be
I never saw
fantastic.
Club Dread.
Club Dread
I mean, it's
not my favorite Broken Lizard production, but they've like hit home runs with every other movie. So
I think it's that I was 14 that I'm like, hey, this is awesome. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a very 2004 movie.
I remember buying it in like the $5 DVD bin, but never actually popping that DVD into the player.
I just feel like it would have been better had it been made last year rather than 21 years ago.
remake it. You know, do a
Shot
remake.
for shot remake.
Yeah.
Fucking Michael Mann does it all the time. Do it.
Let's get Michael Mann to direct it. Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx in this fucking.
yeah. There's some action elements. It's a horror on a certain level. I mean, more of a horror than an action, I suppose. But there's action elements. So yeah, let's get Michael Mann and
fucking Colin Farrell and
dude.
Val. I don't know.
I like
Val
where we're
Kilmer.
going with
Okay,
this.
but I want Colin Farrell in the penguin suit.
Ooh.
You know,
Oh yeah.
maybe not.
Doesn't he hate that though?
Who wouldn't? I mean, yeah.
You pay him enough money, he'll do
They
it.
just put a Hawaiian shirt over his penguin suit.
Like, I wonder
Let me
if
see them skies.
open your shirt. No, I wonder if some actors do that just to like justify. If anyone's ever like, Colin, how much? Come on, is it really that? You know, you make so much money being an actor. Is it that bad? It's like, you put on that suit. It's the only reason he does it. Only reason he takes
Right.
that role is so he can throw
Complain
it in
about
people's
wearing
face.
the suit?
Well, it's just so no one can tell him he's soft, you know, or something like that.
You soft.
Like when he's arguing with his ex-wife, you know. Look, I'm beat down. I was wearing the penguin suit all day. Can we
Oh,
talk
there
about
you go
this in the
again,
morning?
talking about the penguin suit.
Yeah. Can we, it's
He's
not,
always talking about his penguin.
It's not
suit.
fair of
Here
you.
we go.
It's not. Have you had to put it on? Then it's not fair of you to complain about me bringing
That's
it
a
on.
really funny bit. Like, I can imagine them like being in
Yeah,
court,
I also
going
haven't
through the
made $10
divorce
million.
proceedings, and I had to wear the suit on this day, Your Honor, and
Sir, I was wearing. Oh, Your Honor, I was wearing. Have you seen the penguin? All right.
If you only knew.
All right. Oh, on this day in 2005, Cursed is released. Wes Craven, Christina Ricci, and Jesse Eisenberg. Is that correct?
yes.
The werewolf movie.
I've not seen it.
It's not
Not
good.
seen it.
It's really
It's not
good.
great, but it's Wes Craven.
Why is it so hard to make a werewolf movie? That's good.
I mean, yeah. Let me.
How come vampire
see.
movies always get like everyone has a favorite? Interview with the Vampire, Bram Stoker's Dracula,
Well, you know,
Nosferatu penis.
so it's a great point, because I do think with these there's a lot of monster fucking going on in with like a crown of thorn and roses or something. I think there's like beasts. There's like different kinds of, I don't know. It's like a growing genre. So I think what we're getting at is at least most commonly vampires look more human
Oh, sure.
than say Nosferatu is different, obviously. Very decaying.
An American Werewolf in London was good though. I like that movie.
I actually haven't seen it, but what I was getting at is like I do think it's just you find the monster of a vampire more of a humanoid, sexy than you do like a beast, werewolf, whatever.
Well, like Mike was saying, American Werewolf in London kind of is the first movie, I think, to be like, this has to do with the duality of man and his inner struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Just like vampire movies would do.
I didn't realize that movie was so deep.
Mm-hmm.
I guess,
They had to like market it to teens. I
think
too.
John
So
Landis
they were like,
directed that.
they had to say like
the one you're saying in London,
shit.
right? Because there's in Paris, right, as well. But the one in
whatever
London?
the first one was.
Okay, all right.
I think it's London.
I'll
Yeah,
look
it is
up.
London.
Not the
Because
one.
there's like
Yeah,
two
directed
guys
by John Landis.
backpacking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
meets a
Yeah,
lady,
okay.
falls in love, they have
so
intercourse,
not
and he's
the
a
one
werewolf.
with the guy from Dead
The
Man
one
on
in Paris
Campus.
is like not that movie.
In
Yeah.
Paris came out in '97,
That's the
Yeah.
one.
and this
that's-
one came out in '81.
That's the one with the guy from Dead Man on Campus.
Ah,
I already said that, but you guys didn't hear me.
sorry.
And
Not sorry.
I just
Am I not
I don't know if I can pass up a moment to mention Dead Man on Campus.
You know, I remember the trailer for that movie. Like,
Well, give it the respect.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
I'm joking. I did watch that movie once when I was like 8.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it was like '97 when that movie came out.
So it was probably on cable
How
or
I
something.
feel
Yeah.
about the pest.
What about the Pest?
The Pest.
That's how I feel about the pest.
I've seen the Pest a lot, and it's so problematic, and I love it.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I think that was an opening clip for.
We did
yeah.
use that. Oh yeah, I guess that was before you started recording with this, James. But yes, was it John Leguizamo's
Yeah,
birthday or
yeah.
something? And definitely opened with part of the song from
Like the
Pest,
shower
opening,
scene
yeah.
in the Pest.
Anyway.
I like to
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
Me and my brother used to watch that movie all the time.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. I tried to actually rewatch Biodome,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to turn it off whenever they snuck
Tough
in.
watch.
Yeah, when they snuck into Kylie Minogue and whoever the other ladies' beds are, and like just started feeling them up while they were sleeping. Yeah, I shut it off.
What?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like funny, and
It's
just,
supposed to. Oh my god.
yeah, playful, I guess. And that's where I.
Oh
That's
no,
where
it's
I
okay. I'm
turned
just
it
being
off.
playful.
No, and the way that it ends is like you don't see them. They just bust out of the doors as though they were being kicked out of the rooms, and they're just like, ha 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 ha. So no, thank you.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
I don't want to watch it. Everything up until then, I was like, this is great. I love it. It's funny. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to figure
Also,
it.
this super secure biodome, you just sneak in through like a window.
Oh
That's
no,
open?
dude, that scene made no sense. and
Like now we can't get out.
like because all they did, they were like, throw the firecrackers, and then like the way they really just lean into the camera work of like it's interesting because like I noticed they honestly did the same thing in the Academy award-winning film 1917, where it's like supposed to be one continuous shot.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, so it does a very interesting thing where like it has to work with space in that way because you can't have a guy traveling a quarter mile to the next like moment. The next moment has to come pretty quickly, and so. Yeah, if you think about it too much, some of the spacing in the setting and whatever doesn't really work. Because at one point he leaves this battalion that helped him get to a certain point, and he's crossing this bridge that's broken, right? Like I don't know if you've seen the movie, but he jumps over it, and he's like climbing up this broken bridge, and like the enemy's like starting to fire from him, right? Well, okay, dude, the guy only went like 100 yards away from this battalion. Even if they started driving down the street and they were like a quarter mile away, they would hear that shit.
Sure.
So why wouldn't they turn around? So, right, there's a little issue there. You can overlook it. But the way that they try to emphasize you not thinking about that is I can't remember what it's called, but, like the fourth wall, right? It's like you establish, not the fourth wall. Fuck, I'm forgetting like what it's called. But basically you establish a line you're not going to cross with the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like kind of the back or at least like your
Unless you're Martin Scorsese in Mean Streets.
Yeah, well... that's if you know how to do it, you can fuck with it, right? Like
We're talking about continuous shots. I mean, that's one of the longest ones too.
No. So what I'm talking about is like, so the way that Sam Mendes in this moment tries to get you to ignore the spacing issue, but also establish a new scene, is he changes that dividing line, and he makes it where he came from behind you, so you're just not even thinking about it. It's not even in the sequence. Anyway, so they try to do the same thing in Biodome. That's what I'm getting at. They tried to do the same thing in Biodome, where like with the camera angle, they didn't want you to think about like, why would no one, like someone clearly just threw this firecracker like from the other side of this fucking wall. Why is no one running to the other side of this wall? Well, they put the camera where the wall is, so you just don't consider that as like a possibility because it's off camera. You know what I mean? But that's what they try to do, because that scene makes no sense. All they did was throw a little firecracker, and everybody's like, "Oh, there's a firecracker!" Like we're all distracted, and they run in, and then the guy just picks it up, and he's like, "Someone's idea of a prank," or something like that, and then they're just like, "Oh, okay, no big deal." Like, what do you mean? Like, this is like billions of dollars or what, you know, and there's like cops everywhere. Like, you telling me there's not a cop with a heart on right now being like, who the fuck threw that? Like, this is bullshit. So yeah, I mean, the movie makes no sense.
All right.
Yeah, it took me forever to get there. I understand.
Well, I'm glad we got there.
You know what? I think if people don't enjoy those moments of this podcast, they're just not going to enjoy this podcast.
No, it's true.
What's today? Oh my God, the 27th.
Thursday.
Where am I? Okay. Yeah, we have.
Thinking of Baldwin's, like Adam Baldwin's birthday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Adam. Is he a Baldwin? Is he like?
I don't know, actually.
He's got to be.
I mean,
no one else has that name in the world. Dude.
I mean, I recognize him, but he would have to be one of the old. No, I guess Alec. When did Alex start acting? I mean, the 70s? I don't know. Anyway, he'd be one of the older ones, that's for sure.
I mean, it doesn't list him as any sort of relative towards them.
Then I would think not. But yeah,
wasn't he in like a Jack Reacher or one of those types of Tom Clancy fucking films early on?
He's definitely in a lot of
Alec
action
was,
stuff.
yeah. He was in The Hunt for Red October.
That's right. He did play.
Yeah, that's it.
He did play. What's his name? What's the character's name? Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Ryan.
Jack
Oh,
Ryan.
excuse me. Yep.
Reacher
Yep.
was
It's
another
the other one.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Have y'all seen Chuck? The TV show
Yeah.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I remember I liked it at the time because I was working
sure.
at Best Buy at the time. So it was just
okay.
like
Yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
worked at a...
Well, and that was
What,
very
like 2009.
Yeah,
somewhere
maybe
around
even a
there.
little before. Maybe.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
But it did seem like a very, I don't know, just for the time it seemed like it was doing what a sitcom was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
well, that guy who now is like Shazam,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in
Oh, yeah.
he was
Oh
in,
yeah, that's right.
he was in that Amazon 50s lady show. I watched like the first couple seasons. Marvelous Miss Maisel. Anyway, now he's like super problematic or something. Like,
really?
Yeah, I
Really?
remember. Yeah, he's like right wing in some way, and he kind of like came out with these feelings within the past couple of years or something.
Jeez.
Maybe like during the pandemic or maybe even more recently, because like he also was the star of John Krasinski's last directed movie. Which, did you see that? I'd be surprised if you didn't see that with your daughter.
If?
Yeah. He directed that.
He
John
John
Krasinski
Krasinski directed that. Yeah.
What did you think?
It was fine. I mean, I didn't like... I mean, there's some aspects. It's a kid's movie. But there's some aspects where like, oh, yeah. And then others like, yeah.
Like
it
what?
wasn't... Well, the way it ends, it's like, oh... So her mom dies in the movie, and then she's going to live with her grandma. Her dad's sick. Honestly, I don't remember a lot about the movie, but it's
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, it's
That's a better answer. I mean, because I just think John Krasinski's not as good of a director as everyone thinks.
well, I never watched any of the Quiet Place. Yeah,
Over fucking rated.
is it?
Absolutely.
I watched the third one, and I thought the third one was fine, but I don't think that was he had anything
Oh,
to
the
do
third
with
one.
it.
Yeah. No.
Day
no.
one,
No, he didn't. Yeah, no, it's
that was fine. I liked the humanity aspect of that movie.
I need to rewatch that one. I think maybe I haven't even watched it, but no, the first one, man, like it just makes no sense. Like a lot of what they do.
Sign language.
No, like yeah, I don't know, just the way that I'm sorry, if you got kids, leave them at fucking home. If you don't want them to fucking die, I don't like while there's, yeah, and then they're choosing to have a baby, like it just makes no sense at all. And anyway, there was other stuff that I remember thinking like, well, that would fix that problem, but it just makes it's not as clever as I think everyone felt at the time when it came out. And then the second one just turned into a pretty generic monster movie.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy was in the second one, was he?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just I hate whenever something like that really does get blown out of proportion. It's like the biggest thing ever, and now all of a sudden John Krasinski is like, what a fantastic director. It's like Jordan Peele is a fantastic director.
100%.
You know, he's one that proved he can do it. Anyway, all right. Well, there's that weird rant. Turning 42, Kate Mara.
Rooney's.
Yeah,
Sister.
of the Rooney family of nepo babies because they own the New York Giants.
Oh.
Yeah, their family owns the New York Giants, like literally Rooney Mara or something. Like, but those are family names. So the fact that they named her Rooney. Anyway, I don't know Kate from as much as I know.
I'm trying to think of like what. I mean, I know her face.
Well, you know, House of Cards, and she was in some military-esque movie called like Megan or something. I know her face, and I know that she's been in
She's
stuff.
in Shooter.
See, I didn't watch Shooter. You know, it's just a bunch of stuff I didn't watch.
Yeah.
She's in a bunch of shit. Bunch of shit.
Yeah, she really is. I mean, she may be. She's definitely actually. I think at this point, I think she's better known than Rooney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I think Rooney would have been on top at the time of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I love that movie.
Yeah, but she's just gotten less and less kind of.
Well, she's married to Walking Phoenix. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so I mean, she still does a bunch of movies. It's just they're not. Like I do think that Kate Mara seems to do more of like mainstream type stories and stuff. Yeah, Born on This Day Now Dead, Elizabeth Taylor. I don't really, you know, all these names from like, you know, we still remember Hollywood in a very like kind of centralized way, like a very mono kind of culture way, where like even Elizabeth Taylor was a big name still like in the lexicon of Hollywood in the 90s and the 2000s and stuff. But with all of the fucking infinite ways to be famous these days, like definitely names like Elizabeth Taylor will probably actually be forgotten.
I'm trying to think if I've seen her in anything. The Flintstones.
Cleopatra?
I never watched Cleopatra.
Coming at you? What?
Cleopatra.
Was it like
coming at ya.
Julius Caesar and Cleopatra or some shit like that?
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, and I never saw that. I'd watch it. I'd definitely
It's
watch
so fucking long, dude.
it. That
That movie
love that.
takes forever to
I
get
love
through.
it.
No, you won't. You think you
Dude.
will, but like the way that they have to wait to run dialogue in the scenes, like they'll introduce the scene and then it'll be a guy walking for 45
Egypt.
feet before he says something.
I love it.
He's walking like half a mile up to this guy in the scene and then he's like, hello. Oh, it's like, God damn it, you suck, dude. Get off the screen.
Listen, I'm just the guy who likes that kind of thing, all right?
She played Amy March in the 1949 rendition of Little Women.
Oh, Louis May Alcott. Look at that. Turning 68, Timothy Spall, Wormtail.
That's right.
The last
Thank you for skipping Donald Logue.
the last executioner. I lost
Okay.
it. I can't do it. Executioner. There we go. Just had to wrap my hand around it.
Play the cynical rat in Chicken Run.
I need to rewatch that. That's a Thanksgiving movie, man.
Oh, for sure.
When Thanksgiving comes around, we'll do a real quick episode or something on Thanksgiving movies. Noah Emmerich.
Turning 60.
Turning 60. Truman Show, Frequency.
He's the best friend at Frequency. He's the one who starts Yahoo.
That's awesome. I remember that, yeah. You know, what I didn't notice in the Truman Show until like the last time I saw it, I think he really does care about Truman. Mm-hmm. And that's why... like,
Ed Harris?
but that's why every time you see him... maybe because I quit drinking.
Sure.
Literally every time you see him, he's trying to get drunk. So I think he's like... It's the character's
It's
internal...
fucking with him.
Yeah, it's his internal turmoil of
I've never seen the movie.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Are you fucking with me?
That is dumb. I mean,
You've seen
I don't
Frequency?
generally...
You haven't seen
I'm
Truman Show?
sorry.
I haven't seen a lot of movies.
I generally don't react like this about movies.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No, absolutely
fucking-
not. No, absolutely not. No.
Well,
no.
it's deserved. Mike,
That's
let's watch it
ridiculous.
together.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. You know what? Why in the world the Truman Show doesn't come through on one of those like, you know, replays in theaters and stuff? Like, I would go see
Right.
it so
Yeah.
fast. It's amazing.
Is it? Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
It's
I mean, I
really
do love
ridiculous.
a serious Jim Carrey.
Well, that's why That's
Yeah.
like another reason that it's kind of ridiculous to not see it.
Gotcha.
To not have experienced it, Mike. You need to experience
Well, I'll
it.
throw that on my homework assignment.
I mean, it's not like you need to have watched it.
I'll watch it
then
with you, man.
Either. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one you had to see at that age or at that time. It's a classic.
It's truly like dead on with the Jim Carrey casting because everything is transcendental for him in this
Well-
instance, and that's really like communicated through his like physical acting.
Yeah. There's
You know how he-
right, like you're saying, like he hits a certain point and he is going through some sort of crisis, but in a very charming Jim Carrey way.
Okay.
And that's what I think James is saying is like, so you see him interact.
He was the perfect cast actor for that role.
Yeah, like if you unconsciously were realizing that you were the center of attention, it would not feel good. In the world, it wouldn't only a narcissist would it feel good for. And so the way that Jim Carrey in this character has to deal with this unconscious realization is like he is taking the main stage. He is making a joke. He is being stereotypical. And you can and that's honestly what his main line, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, is such a stock character line. I mean, there's just so much subtlety about that movie. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, you got to watch it. It is amazing. We have less than a minute left, so let's make sure I don't want to keep hammering Mike. I just love that movie.
Well,
I love that movie.
Well, for all the Grobinite fans out there, Josh Groban's turning 44 today.
I'm surprised he made it on the list, but all right. 44. No, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with Josh Groban. Just like, okay, all right, yeah. Turning 91, Ralph Nader. Yeah, probably would have done some good things for the country if he ever had any power.
Green Party, baby. Independence.
I don't know what all of his opinions are, but yeah, some of them are definitely good.
Died on the stage in 2003, Fred Rogers.
Everybody's nice uncle,
And then also died on the stage in 2015, Leonard Nimoy.
Everyone's Did he write that baby book?
Wait.
Isn't that a joke like Dr. Spock baby book? But it's not Spock, it's like a real guy.